I'm going to start this one with a warning. It's going to be long. Now that this is uploaded, you can probably see how long it is, but as I'm doing this, I don't know how long it's going to be, but I know it's going to be long. And also another little thing before I get started too much, a little bit of self-promotion, which I never do. People ask me sometimes about different social media platforms. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Dan Bowski Mexico. All one word, no underscores or anything like that. Dan Bowski Mexico. Follow me on Instagram if you so choose. Now what I'm doing today, God, this is going to take a long time and a lot of work. A few people have asked me about this over the years. I always take videos at concerts and showing the bootleg merchandise, and I buy t-shirts and everything and things like that. And people have asked me, I've asked for ideas, and people have said, show all of your t-shirts. And I've said, nah, it's going to take too long. Well, today is the day and it's going to take too long. It's a beautiful day. It's spring. It's always spring or summer here, but I feel like I could rearrange a few things. So I'm going to unfold and then refold all my t-shirts. A little criteria, I'm only showing band t-shirts in this video. That's what people ask about. That's what people, I guess, are interested in if you're watching this. So I have lots of other shirts. I'm only going to go show band shirts. I don't know how many there are. If anybody, if you're really dedicated and you want to count, you can count along. If you want to even organize it by band, I would say my top ones are going to be Iron Maiden, Kiss, and Cardiel. So if anybody wants to count, probably not, but I don't. I'm going to get, there's over 100 for sure. There's got to be 120, 130, maybe 140, I don't know, but a lot. These are going to be in no order, all right? So are we ready to start? Here we go. No order except for these first three, because I got these first three yesterday, and they're fresh and they're here. And I'll talk about each t-shirt just a little bit. God, I hope it's a little bit. Otherwise, I think I'm going to run out of space, battery, time, everything. First one, just from yesterday. This is my, I don't know how many Kiss t-shirts I have, about 47 maybe, something like that. Kiss Destroyer, and then on the back, also Kiss Destroyer. That's from El Chopo yesterday. You can watch my El Chopo videos that I've taken over the years. Next one also from yesterday, Exodus. This is like father, like son. There it is, like father, like son, from El Chopo yesterday. I starting to realize I don't know where I'm going to put all these shirts after I show them. From El Chopo yesterday, Suicidal Tendencies, Join the Army. Join the Army is one of my favorite albums ever. That was a good year for music, 1987. Where can I go next? I'll go over here. Black Sabbath. I got this one at, these are almost all bootlegs. I'll maybe say, if it's not a bootleg, a Black Sabbath, from when they played in Mexico City in 2013. A Mexico bootleg from that show. These are some that I've worn, I think, fairly recently. There were some of them I had to take out of the laundry just to be complete. Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil, also from El Chopo. I got this maybe last year, and I'll say, I've said it before, if you watch my video about my the albums that had the biggest impact on my life, Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil, one of them. I mentioned earlier Cardiel. I have a lot of Cardiel. All the Cardiel shirts are official. They come right from the band. So there's one of them. Hannah Bay Van with the license plate. I'm going to see Cardiel. I think it'll be my 30th Cardiel show on, I think it's a secret. I think I shouldn't say anything about the date or where it is, but my 30th Cardiel show will be sometime next month. Official one, Tragically Hip. Probably if you're watching this, you don't know who this is, but the Tragically Hip is probably I think undoubtedly the most famous Canadian band ever. At least in Canada, Russia internationally, obviously, but Tragically Hip, nobody is bigger than Tragically Hip in Canada, or was. The singer, Gord Downey, died in 2017, so they don't exist anymore. This is an official shirt. This came from directly from the Tragically Hip. A friend of mine was visiting me last year, and I can't get that stuff here in Mexico, so I ordered it and had it sent to his house. He brought it to me. A problem with it, as you can see, there's a hole that goes right through it, right through the front and the back. And I emailed them about that, the Tragically Hip, and they didn't reply. So Tragically Hip, you have really bad customer service. Cadaver from they played in Mexico, the bootleg too. We'll say they're all bootlegs unless I say otherwise. Cadaver from Mexico City in 2015. Kind of a funny one about this one, they printed the Shrine and Horizont on the back because that's who they were touring with. I think in Europe, neither one of those two bands played in Mexico and never has played in Mexico ever, either with Cadaver or anybody else, which is too bad because I love both of those bands, the Shrine and Horizont. I think that's how you say it, from Sweden. They have a new album coming out soon. I'm getting to the Cardiel quickly. Another Cardiel. I was just wearing this last night. Ooh, yeah, I was wearing it last night. It smells like stale beer. Someone spilled beer. Cardiel, this was designed by, I think, Valiant Thor, or the bassist that plays in Valiant Thor, something like that. But another Cardiel design, one of many to come. This one, Corrosion of Conformity. I saw them in Mexico City in 2000. I saw them twice. I think this was from 2013. Great logo. Another, this is official. This is Ozzy, Speak of the Devil. I always loved this album cover when I was a kid. I used to stare at it at record. One of the few that I used to stare at the album cover. This is official too. This I bought this in a store, and it's officially licensed, if you want to see that. So Ozzy, Speak of the Devil. Pearl Jam. For as much as I love Pearl Jam, I've seen them. I'm going to see them next month in Phoenix. As much as I love them, it'll be the 19th or 20th time I've seen them. I only have two shirts, I think, two current Pearl Jam shirts. I first saw them in '91. I had an old shirt from way, way, way back then, long gone. This is from when they played bootleg, of course. This is when they played Mexico on the Lightning Bolt tour, and that was 2015. And Dia de Muertos. I think that design was taken from an official shirt they had. Next one, Tiger Army. They played Mexico. This was from 2017. Tiger Army played Mexico. And I love the colors of this shirt. I love the green and the red. Frank Turner opened for this show, which really got me into him. So that was pretty cool. What can I do next? This one a little bit different. Cinderella, Long Cold Winter. You don't see too many shirts in like pink or purple. And I love that album, Cinderella. They were never a favorite band, but I really like that album. This was from El Chopo. So I got that one. Next up, where can I go? One of my favorite bands ever. This is Slayer. I've been a Slayer fan since, I guess about 80, probably summer of 84, I think was when I first heard Slayer. This was when, let me mention something about this Cinderella shirt. The back of shirts, I don't really care generally if there's a print on the back. It's I guess it's cool if there is one, but it's not a big deal for me. This is an example of a terrible back of a shirt that I would buy this shirt even though the back is really bad. It's just a really goofy picture of them. So for me, back doesn't really matter. So here's the back of this Slayer. This was 2011 World Painted Blood tour when they played in Mexico City. All right, this one, King, excellent band. A lot of you have maybe never heard of this band, King. Excellent band from Los Angeles. I got this at their show. This is official. I got them. I went to see them in Phoenix in September 2018, and I got this shirt there. Go listen to King. They're really good. And one of the many still to come, Kiss, Dress to Kill. I like having different stuff, so this was good, cool to have a red one. This was also official. I bought this in a real store, it's not a bootleg. Moving on, another one of the big ones, Iron Maiden. I show this if you watch the video I did a tour of all my Iron Maiden shirts. I'm going to repeat it and do them again in here. I'll add them in here. This is official. This was the official. Everybody probably knows Iron Maiden has event t-shirts which this was from the Final Frontier tour when they played in Mexico City. Okay, next, Cadaver. As much as I love their music, their merch always was never very good. I never liked any of their official merch, but I did get a lot of bootlegs, including this one from 2016 when they played there. This, I think, was based on a gig poster. I think there was a poster that was of this design. Anyway, Cadaver bootleg, Mexico City, 2017. Next one of my classics, one of my all-time favorite shirts, Metallica, Crash Course in Brain Surgery. I have a little bit of a sentimental attachment to this one. I got this one at El Chopo a couple of years ago. I had this shirt, the original one, the real licensed one, whatever that's worth, in 1987, and I loved it. It was one of my favorites, and then I found a bootleg of it at El Chopo a couple of years ago. I was at El Chopo yesterday, as I mentioned, and you still see these everywhere. Look, quite a few stands have these Crash Course in Brain Surgery shirts, but I love that EP. I listened to it constantly that year in '87, and I got this shirt. All right, next one. Black Sabbath, another one. This is from when they played in Mexico 2016. A little bit of a retro look to it. And I always like, as I think I mentioned, shirts that are a little bit different color. I get tired of black, and then I was getting tired of white, and then I was looking for, sometimes I was buy a shirt. The design is okay, but I like the color. So this was a Black Sabbath, Mexico City, 2016. That one was. Where can I go next? All right, a fairly recent one. Frank Turner. Frank Turner played here in Mexico City in October last year, about 6 months ago. And I got this shirt outside the venue, Foro Indie Rocks. What else to say? Next one from El Chopo. I love it. Rat. One of my, I know a lot of people laugh at this kind of music. I don't care. I love Rat. Dancing Undercover is probably my favorite Rat album. Not Out of the Cellar, this one. And one of my favorite bands of that era or genre, or whatever you want to call it. I love Rat. I love Dancing Undercover. Hence, I love this shirt. Another one from El Chopo. That one was from El Chopo, if I didn't mention. Scorpions, Blackout. Cool shirt, classic album. What else to say? Scorpions, Blackout. My second, I started with Suicidal, or one of the early ones. There's another one. I got this at El Chopo many years ago, maybe 6 or 7, 8 years ago, something like that. No, I think I got this at their concert. Yeah, they played here in 2013, and I got it at their concert. Yeah, it is a bootleg. I got it outside, but it is from their show, Possessed. Where can I go next? We'll get another Kiss one. This is a cool one. This was an official one, as you can see. It's got the Kiss logo inside. Very simple, just a simple black and white t-shirt with the ringer, I guess they call it, that collar, and the Kiss logo. Excellent. Next, another great one of my favorite albums, SOD, Speak English or Die, a very politically incorrect album from 1985, one of my favorites. I actually got this at an Iron Maiden show in, I think it was 2013. Occasionally at the shows, not occasionally, always, there are a couple of guys selling shirts of other bands, other than the band who was playing, and that's where I got that one, at an Iron Maiden show. I got SOD at an Iron Maiden show. Next, Twisted Sister. I got this. This is another El Chopo. Very simple. This has a lot of cat hair on it. Front and back are similar. But I love Twisted Sister, so there's a good Twisted Sister shirt. Next, Earthless. I love this shirt. And this has a lot of cat hair too. I love this shirt. This is from Earthless, played in Mexico City, I think about 2 years ago. This is an official shirt. I don't know what to say, but I love it. I love the purple and yellow colors. Really cool. Fantastic shirt. And again, somewhat of a few official ones. Mastodon. I saw Mastodon at the Hell in Heaven Festival in 2018. And I got this shirt there. Emperor of Sand. One of my favorite bands ever. I think this is the first one that I'm showing. Man, what is with the cat hair on some of these? Terrible. My favorite album, Orgasmatron, from one of my all-time favorite bands, Motorhead. This is from El Chopo, and I love this band. I really, really love this band, and I love that shirt. This one I like. I always liked, especially when I first started coming to concerts here in 2003, and then when I moved here, I always liked shirts or designs where they incorporated elements of Mexico into the shirts. For me, that made it more unique. So I like that one. That's why I bought that one. Rolling Stones. That's from when I saw them here in Mexico in I'm not sure what year that was. 2016 or 2016. Rolling Stones. My only Rolling Stones shirt. Next, Warrant, Cherry Pie. You could say this about, same thing what I said about Rat. I really love Warrant. I love those first two albums, Dirty Rotten, Filthy Stinking Rich, and Cherry Pie, were excellent albums. This one came from El Chopo. And I saw some yesterday. I saw more Cherry Pie shirts there yesterday. Let me go over here. Another Cardiel. Man, this is going to be long. Another Cardiel. Actually, this is the first, now that I think of it, this is the first Cardiel shirt I ever got. They played, the first time I ever saw them was at this show right here in the middle opening for Radio Moscow in 2015. And then they played Cuernavaca in 2016. That was the second time I saw them out of 29. And this was the first Cardiel shirt that I bought at that show at Funky Donkey, right here in Cuernavaca. Let me go back to, a classic, I guess. One of my original bands that I was really, really a fan of in the early days. Razor, this is Evil Invaders. This is from El Chopo. I thought it was really cool to see a band from Guelph, Ontario, that I've been a fan of since '84 being represented in Mexico. So Razor, Evil Invaders. Another official one, this is Brant Bjork. He played here in Mexico in 2000, last year and the year before. This one I got last year, just in October or November last year, I think October. Brant Bjork, official one. That's that design is by a guy called Kraken, a Mexican artist called Kraken, who designed that Black Sabbath poster up there, which you can't really see because of the colors, but that's a official Kraken Black Sabbath shirt. All right, I can go now to Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. This is El Chopo. I like the yellow, the kind of golden orangey yellow. Screaming for Vengeance. Where else can I go next? Another, I think this is the second one. Is everybody counting? Or is anybody counting? One person counting? Slayer, Hell Awaits. Not my favorite Slayer album, but it's a great cover. And also cat hair. I hope the camera isn't showing the cat hair. I don't think so. Hell Awaits. This one I got at their show bootleg in 2000. I can't remember what year. 2011. This says this Latin or South American tour. Slayer. Hell Awaits. Next, my only second. I can keep track of those ones. They're easy. Pearl Jam, when they played Mexico in 2011. And this was based on a poster. I think this poster is from somewhere in their European tour in like 2000 or something. This guy with the old picture of the guy with the gas mask. That was also from the Latin American tour that they did that year. Next, another Kiss one. This is also an official one. Love Gun. I love it. Maybe my favorite Kiss album. I'm not sure. That could change, but I think that over the years, that's what I've stuck with is my favorite is Love Gun. This is one of, I think, two Love Gun, totally different styles, but two Love Gun shirts that I have. Kiss, Love Gun, love it. Radio Moscow. I've seen them 3 times here in Mexico. This was from their last show that they played here, I think. Maybe 2 years ago, something like that. Very simple, but cool design. Radio Moscow. Exodus. Exodus was one of the, I bought on my second one yesterday. This is my first, I've been an Exodus fan since '85, and I've only had 2 shirts. I never saw them until this tour. I bought this one in 2014 when they played in Mexico City at Circo Volador. All those years that I loved Exodus, but I never saw them live until 2014. Oh, I also have a lot of, and this is the first one, Metallica shirts. This is from, they played 8 nights in Mexico City at a 20 or 22,000 seat arena. 8 nights they played there, and I only went to one of them, and I got this shirt. This shirt was based on, as you can see, their 30th anniversary shows. They did those 3 shows, or 4 shows, I think, in San Francisco for the fan club members. So that was from there. Another one. This is kind of, this one is a little bit interesting. This is, I think, the only multi-band shirt they have. This is from this is enormous. This is from a tour. It was called the Totem Tour, if you can see that. This is Tiny Moving Parts. Who else is on here? Tiny Moving Parts. Uber You. I think Tiny Moving Parts is from Minnesota or somewhere around there. Minneapolis. Uber You, I think, was from Sweden or something like that. Gillian Carter, I think, were American. Gardiel and Juliet, both from Mexico. This was a tour. They did a bunch of shows around Mexico. So each one of these symbols on the totem pole represents a band. This is by Mike Sandoval, who did the aforementioned, that Radio Moscow poster. That's a Mike Sandoval shirt. Or design. Celtic Frost, this is El Chopo. Very simple, front and back. El Chopo, Celtic Frost. Another Iron Maiden. This was official. This was, I don't know why I bought this one. It's just it's Killers. I mean, it's I guess a classic cover. It's not even close to being my favorite Iron Maiden album or a cover. But this one is official. I saw Iron Maiden twice on that tour. This was from Mexico City in 2009. And for anybody, I talked about this a little bit before. If you can see, this brand of shirt is called Yazbek. And as I mentioned, this is an official shirt. And probably about half of these shirts that I've shown you that are bootlegs that came from El Chopo or from the bootleg merchandise, the bootleg merch stands outside the shows, they're also the same brand. So if anybody is wondering about the quality, some of these bands, they use the exact same shirts for their official stuff as the bootleggers do for the things you buy outside. This one a little bit different, both in color and style. I'm a big kind of closet, I guess, Prince fan. I love the color of this shirt, and I love the purple and the black and everything. It's very simple. I got this on the street. There's a tianguis in Mexico City on Avenida Cuauhtemoc every, I think, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was there a couple days ago, and I got this there. This guy has cool shirts that you don't see at these other places that I frequent. All right, if you saw my video again talking about the albums that had the biggest impact on my life, I think I talked about Van Halen Fair Warning. If I didn't, I should have, but I think I did. Van Halen was one of the first bands that I ever got into. I got into Van Halen in 80 or 81, something like that. I think 81. And this is the only Van Halen shirt I've ever owned in my life. This is official, although it is Gildan, which, again, I just mentioned a few seconds ago that Yazbek is about half of the shirts, the bootlegs I own. Gildan is probably the other half. So even official shirts are made with Gildan and Yazbek. So for anybody who wants to make the argument that official shirts are better quality than bootleg shirts, not true. So my only Van Halen shirt ever in my life, not just currently. Another Iron Maiden. This was very simple. I got this when I saw them at in Mexico City. I don't know what year, 2013, I think. And I've seen them in Mexico 6 or 7 times. Simple, I love it. The number of the beast and the number of the beast on the back. All right, another cadaver. This was based also on a poster. I think the guy's name is Jason Abraham Smith, Lurk and Destroy. This was a poster for some show in the US, and some creative Mexican bootleggers stole the design. I don't want to say stole, but took it. And there it is. Cadaver. I forgot I have some over here too. I'll go over here. How about this one? My first mention, I have quite a few of these Venom Salati shirts. Great, one of my top Mexican bands from Mexico City, Venom Salati. They're playing, their new album is coming out. It's called Dimensions and Theories. Sorry if anybody from Venom watches this. I can't remember the name of your album. I've seen it a million times. Their first kind of video, or I was going to say single, the first video is called In Search of M Theory. Go look for that. It's not for everybody, but if you like kind of the same kind of music I do, you should like that. Venom Salati, In Search of M Theory. They're playing a concert on April 4th in Mexico City. They're going to play the whole album. The album's not out until March 27th, I think. They're going to play the whole album on at a record release show on April 4th. I will be there. I will be there. Another, have I shown Motorhead? I can't remember. This is from when they played a festival called Force Fest, where I mentioned earlier about when I saw Suicidal Tendencies. One of the worst sounding concerts I've ever seen, both Motorhead and Suicidal Tendencies. I showed the Orgasmatron. Motorhead is one of my favorite bands ever, but that concert, the sound was just rotten. One of the worst I've ever heard. But it was from this Force Fest. There was also Anthrax, Testament, Motorhead, Suicidal, and some other ones. Good lineup, but man, the sound was terrible. Go back to this side. Give a little bit of the Rising Sun. Another one of my top bands from Mexico, the Rising Sun. I just saw my friend Larry DeSantis and Pony from the Rising Sun last night at another concert by another band who I'll show at some point. The Rising Sun, I don't know what else to say, but you should go listen to them. All right, back here, I can find another Iron Maiden. This is a bootleg from the Book of Souls tour when they played here in Mexico in 2016. I think it was in March or February 2016. Book of Souls, I love that album. A really good Iron Maiden album. And their best imagery in an Iron Maiden album that I've seen in God, I don't know how many years, but a long time. AC/DC, again, one of the first bands that I ever got into. I got into AC/DC in, I think, 1980. I bought Back in Black, and never had a shirt, an AC/DC shirt. I bought this one last year, and that was my first AC/DC shirt ever. This is official. I bought this in a store. You can see it's officially licensed. This was about, this is like $2 or $3 US. I don't know why I'm quoting US dollars, but that was super cheap, too, just a couple of dollars. So I bought that one, and I think maybe, I'll do this one too while I'm at it. I bought this one too, was same thing, official, AC/DC. There it is. Yeah, just $2 or $3, Highway to Hell. Excellent. I love both of these shirts, actually. Really cheap. And my only 2 AC/DC shirts that I've ever owned in my life. Here's a good one, Sacrifice. Sacrifice, this is Torment and Fire. Sacrifice is a great, I would say they've reached the point where you can say a legendary Canadian thrash band. I got this one at El Chopo a couple of years ago. I've been listening to Sacrifice since like 1984 or 85. I saw them live for the first time in 1985. And they were from not exactly my neighborhood when I lived in Toronto, but pretty close. And I saw them a few times over the years. When I was back in Canada a few months ago, I was back in Canada at Christmas, and they were rehearsing. They're doing some shows this year, and they're I think recording a new album too. They invited me to their rehearsal, so I went and spent I think about 4 or 5 hours with them, watching them rehearse, talking to them, and have a good time. It was pretty cool that 35 years later, I'm spending time with them. That was cool. We can go to another Cadaver one. This is the first Cadaver. Now this, I should say, this is official. This is the first Cadaver shirt I ever had. They played, they did this tour, this US or North American tour in 2014. And I had just discovered them about a year before. I was a huge fan. I had probably at that time, that was my favorite band. And as I've talked about Cadaver enough, but a friend of mine in Toronto was going to see this tour, and he bought this shirt for me at the show and mailed it to me here in Mexico. So this is an official Cadaver shirt. Let me go back over here, see what we got. This is a good one. Nice colors. Official. I should say all the Mexican bands, I'll say in advance, even though I'll probably repeat it. All official. You know, nobody's bootlegging these Mexican bands. But cool. This is Electric Mountain. I got this at their show last year. They played sometime last year in Mexico City. And a cool shirt. Purple and blue and green. Good colors. Go back over here. What's this? This was rolled up. Some are rolled, some are folded. This is an interesting band called Sgt. Papers from Hermosillo, Mexico. It's two brothers. It's the one guy is the guy from a band called Mud Howlers, and this is another band he does called Sgt. Papers. Just him and his brother, and interesting, kind of punk, very simple music, but a good band. Go back here, Graveyard. This was from Graveyard, played here in Mexico City last year, and I got this fine bootleg shirt, Satan's Finest. There's the front and the back. Cool colors. I like the yellow and the red. What else can I do next? All right, next. One of my favorite, I don't know why I grouped them into these kind of stupid categories, but I would say my favorite post-2000 bands, even though I think their first record came out in '99, is Broken Teeth. And this is an official one. I got this directly from the band Broken Teeth from Austin, Texas. They play AC/DC, Judas Priest, Motorhead kind of music. Really great. Oh, I really love Broken Teeth. Really love Broken Teeth. Excellent band. Next one, Down, Phil Anselmo, Pepper Keenan, Kirk, depending on who's on bass, Rex Brown, Pat Bruders, whatever, Jimmy Bauer. NOLA, this is the 25th anniversary of NOLA, and which is one of my top 10 albums ever, top 15, I don't know, a really good one. They played here in Mexico in 2011, I think it was, and I got that outside at the bootleg stands. This one is good, Molotov. Molotov played here, a very famous Mexican band and a really cool shirt. They played here in Cuernavaca in, I think, 2015 or 16. Kind of a long story. The first show was canceled minutes before it was about to begin. I went to the show and there were thousands of people outside and everybody was going crazy. I didn't know what was going on. It was because it had been canceled at the last minute. Everybody was there, parked. Everything was set up. They had all the bootleg merch outside, and then they announced it was canceled for some stupid reasons that I can't get into now. And then they replayed it a couple of months later, and I got that shirt. A classic here, Ozzy, Diary of a Madman. This is from El Chopo 2, one of my favorite albums ever. And I love this shirt, Diary of a Madman, El Chopo. I love Ozzy. And I love that album especially. And while we're on the topic, there's another Black Sabbath bootleg that I got when they played here in Mexico City in 2016. And it's got the Foro Sol, Mexico there. As I said, I like when the I have to go over here now. When the shirts have a little something, you know, to make it a little bit more unique. Let me go back here. Iron Maiden, unique to Mexico, I mean. Iron Maiden, speaking of which, here's one with the Made in England tour from 2013, I think it was. Eddie carrying the Mexican flag. Very colorful shirt. I love this one. This is with, you can see with Ghost and Slayer open that show. That was a good one. That was a really good tour. I really liked. I always like Iron Maiden, but that was a really good tour. Venom, Black Metal. This is also from El Chopo. Simple, simple, simple. Another band that probably, I don't know if anybody has heard of this band, but you should. Evil United. This is official. This came directly from the band. This is a band in Texas. Jason McMaster, who I just showed Broken Teeth. He was in Broken Teeth and Dangerous Toys, and he's also in Evil United and Igniter. And Evil United just put out their third album last year called Serpent, and it's really good, and you should listen to it. And I think we've gone long enough without showing a Kiss shirt, so I'll show you this Destroyer one. And this is also official. I guess, never have enough Kiss shirts. Speaking of which, the next one in the pile. I think this is the second Love Gun shirt that I've shown. Nothing on the back. And that's also official. This was, I bought this, stores here, I don't know, you can always find Kiss shirts in stores here. I'm sure they like that, especially the guy with the tongue. Can't remember his name. Where can I go next? How about, all right, this one. How about this one? Truck Fighters. Truck Fighters played here in Mexico last year, and I got this. This is official. I got this official shirt at their show, and there's another one too, which I'll show later. But cool colors, and as I've mentioned several times, I like that. I get tired of black. Another Iron Maiden. This was from their most recent shows here. They played 3 nights in Mexico City at Palacio de los Deportes in September last year, and they always have these event shirts, and this is a Mexican-themed Dia de Muertos. And for an official shirt, it's not very good. I guess you can't see, but it's really wide. It doesn't fit very well. It's kind of stretchy. It got stretched after I washed it, and if you can see, it's just really wide. So again, for anybody who wants to make the argument that that bootleg shirts, or sorry, that official shirts are better than bootleg shirts, you're wrong. Although there are good and bad for each. Another Venom shirt, Venom Sabathie, very simple. There's that one, nothing on the back, so you can take a look at the back and ignore it. Moving on, what's next? Tiger Army, my second Tiger Army one. This is, they played here in December, just a couple of months ago, and I really like this shirt a lot. Cool design, the Retro Future Tour. An excellent band. Maybe if you're watching this, you don't like this kind of music, like Tiger Army, but you should check them out, because they're good. Check all these bands out, especially that band, Iron Maiden. And this one, Metallica one. This is from El Chopo. I always love this design, and so I got this shirt. I saw it at El Chopo. I think it was last year. I think I only got this last year. I was there with a couple of friends and got it. Excellent shirt. We'll go back in here. Oh, this is a newish one. I just got this in January. Another one of my, I'll say top or top. To use that adjective 3 times means I really like it. Black Overdrive, one of my top bands in Mexico City. All Evil, they did a show in Mexico City on January 28th. I can remember some dates. Others, I can't remember the year. And no, January 18th, sorry. I knew it had an 8 at the end. They did a show for their album release, or their CD release, and I got this shirt there. Oh, and I'm going to see them again. Oh, I'm going to see them on March 28th in a couple of weeks. That's why I was thinking the 28th. What is this one? Here's another Razor one. This is a raglan sleeve one, I think they call this, with the 3/4 length sleeve. Razor, as I mentioned earlier, from Guelph, Ontario. Executioner's Song. I love that album in 1984. I still love it. And there's the back. This is from El Chopo. So again, it's just cool for me to see Canadian bands from at El Chopo. These bands that I've been listening to since I was a teenager. I can go over here to, how about this one? This could fit in with the Warrant and Cinderella and Rat. Dokken, Tooth and Nail, El Chopo. Like the Cinderella shirt, a bad picture on the back, but I don't care. And it's a cool shirt. There are not too many blue ones, so I like that one. This one of my, just like Metallica Crash Course in Brain Surgery that I mentioned, one of my really favorite, not just for the design, but I guess for sentimental, also from 1987, Among the Living at the time, and maybe still now, is one of my, I don't like to put these things into categories, but if I had to, Among the Living would maybe even my top 5 albums ever. I've bought, I think, around 2,000 albums, something like that in my life. Among the Living is, yeah, maybe top 5. I listened to that and the Metallica Garage Days EP a lot that summer. And I did have this shirt in 1987. I ordered it from like Metal Edge or Circus or one of those things. And this is a reprint of that. I got this at El Chopo a couple of years ago, and it is exact. And it's a Gildan, you know how that works. Going back to the Masters, Iron Maiden. This was from the Made in England tour, 2013, because I'm looking at it right now. This is the official event shirt. Alright, and it's got the Mexican theme with the, these are called Atlantes from the Tula archaeological site. And if you notice, they removed the tag. And I'm sure these are Yazbek shirts that I mentioned earlier. I can tell, I'm an expert in feel, and I can tell this is a heavy Yazbek shirt, I think. But they removed the tag, so you know these are like the bootlegs that they're selling outside for 100 pesos. They sell these inside for 400 pesos, and it's the same shirt. So I love Iron Maiden, but I don't like this. To me, it's kind of a little bit of a maybe a scam. I don't know. What is this? Another Cardiel shirt. Just a very simple one with the logo and Aloha from Fuzz on the back. In my opinion, that should have been the front because I love that. I love the design, the colors. Should have been on the front, Cardiel. But that's an excellent shirt. That's one of my favorites. I like that one a lot. What else have I got over here? The second I mentioned earlier, the truck fighters that I bought. And this was the second one. I bought the orange one and I bought this one. This one's really cool and official too. This is from Kill Pill Club, which is the promoter, and they make the shirts. Good guys. They put me, they made me one of the official photographers or videographers of this show, so I went for free. Had a really, really good time, so I figure I kind of pay them back by buying a couple of their official merchandise. And I bought a poster, an official poster from that show too, which was a cool poster. I'm gonna do posters sometime, maybe in a couple of months. I have to frame some and hang a bunch more, and buy a few more too. Another Cadaver bootleg from when they played here in, I don't know what year, 2000, I don't even remember. I got this shirt free. Kind of a long story of how I got that free, but I did get it free. Next one, another one, Brant Bjork. Brant Bjork, this is official. He played here in Mexico in 2018, the first time I saw him. And I really like that shirt. It's kind of different. Unique. Although there is a misspelling, even on the official shirt. It's supposed to be Mankind Woman, singular, and they put Mankind Women, plural. These things happen a little bit. Next, Orchid. I love Orchid, one of my favorite newer style bands, Orchid from San Francisco. I think they don't exist anymore, unfortunately. But this is from El Chopo. I was very happy to see that shirt because I really love Orchid and never really saw their stuff. This one. I was just talking about this band yesterday. A friend of mine asked me, a Mexican friend, Jorge, hello Jorge Cerilla, who my favorite Canadian band was, and I said this: I Mother Earth is my favorite. Again, with the three adjectives. My favorite band, Canadian band, is I Mother Earth. This is official. I saw them in 2015 in Canada. My dad had just died a few days earlier, and I went back for the funeral, and just by chance, I Mother Earth, because they don't really tour that much, and they were playing a show in Waterloo, Canada, the day before the funeral. So I took my dad's car, since he wasn't using it because he had died, and drove to Waterloo and saw them, and had a really, that was one of my favorite concerts ever. But I Mother Earth, my #1 Canadian band. This one, I love this shirt. I was so happy to find this shirt a couple of months ago at El Chopo. This beautiful, I should say, Iron Maiden white Power Slave shirt. This is a reprint, I guess, from the 84 tour, identical to the ones I think they made in 84. I really love this shirt a lot. I love it. I love the colors. Power Slave is for sure my favorite Iron Maiden album. And again, you can see it's a Yazbek, just like the official Iron Maiden shirts were. But this is really cheap at El Chopo, and I love that shirt with all fiber of my being. What can I do here? What can I see? Oh, a classic one. Another, this is, I think, the third one from Venom Sarathi. A classic. That's a take on Volume 4, of course. And, oh, well, we'll stick with the Mexican theme. Flamingo Sunset. My friend Pony is in this band. I just saw him last night. Hello, Pony. He gave me that shirt, Flamingo Sunset. So I got that one. One more, Kiss. This was when I saw Kiss. They played here in Mexico in 2010. And I got this shirt. And it's a Destroyer. And if you look closely, you can see, I think I didn't notice this at the time, and I probably wouldn't have cared. I'm not against these guys, Tommy Thayer or Eric Singer, but I wouldn't want them on a shirt, because, well, I won't get into that, but you can see that they do have Tommy Thayer kind of in the background there, and Eric Singer, which I don't really care about. It's not that obvious, and I'm sure I still would have bought it if I had known that, but I'm all about the Destroyer. The main image is Destroyer. Foo Fighters, they played here in Mexico in 2013. I'm going to see them again in Arizona next month. And I got this one, really cool. Again, a Mexican theme with the luchador on there. Foo Fighters, Mexico. Another Metallica. This is, what, third, fourth Metallica? Second, I'm not sure. But this is from My Apocalypse. I got this when they played at when they played their 8 nights in Mexico City that I mentioned earlier. I got that one there. This is another bootleg, but I love this shirt. Heart Explosive, it says, which is the lyric from My Apocalypse. And I love Death Magnetic. I know a lot of people don't like it, or a lot of people don't like a lot of Metallica because I guess they're pretty cool. But I really love Death Magnetic, and that was an excellent tour. Or it wasn't tour, I guess. It was just the 8 nights in Mexico. And Exciter. I'm excited about Exciter. I can announce, well, I can't announce, but I guess Exciter is going to announce any day that they're playing a show in Mexico City. I've been listening to Exciter since 1984. I only saw them for the first time just 3 months ago on New Year's Eve. I was back in Toronto visiting, and they were playing in Toronto on New Year's Eve. And so after 35 or 36 years of listening to them, I finally saw them for the first time. And then they made an announcement about an announcement last week that they're going to be making this week, that they're playing in South America and Mexico. So I guess I'm going to be seeing Exciter again in April or May in Mexico City. So that's pretty cool. This is, oh, American Sharks. I love American Sharks. This is another band you must go listen to. Really, take my advice. I'm good. I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but I know music, and American Sharks are really good. From Austin, Texas. This is an official shirt. I got this. They played here. This was from June last year. They played in Mexico City and Toluca. I traveled to both shows because I love them. American Sharks are excellent. Hellhammer, old school apocalyptic raids. This is from El Chopo. Hellhammer, pre-Celtic Frost. We can go back to another Metallica. This was also from the 8 nights they played in Mexico. I think this was the third shirt I got at that show. Some of these shirts are really wrinkled because I have so many shirts. Like sometimes I only wear them once a year or maybe less. So they're folded or rolled up for a long time and then they get really wrinkled. So, but that's a pus head design from 2000. That was 2012. Mr. Bungle, Mr. Bungle, a cool shirt, also from El Chopo. Simple, colorful, one-sided. I like it. I saw another Mr. Bungle shirt there yesterday at El Chopo, but it was from the same guy that I bought this one from. His stuff is really, really expensive, like double what everybody else is at El Chopo. A classic Motorhead shirt from El Chopo. Just the logo and the war pig. Everything louder than everything else. Always good to have, I'm running out of space here to have more. Think about how long this is going to take me to put all these back. I got to either fold them or roll them. By the way, for tips, rolling I think is better for storage and I think they get less wrinkly. But then when you have as many shirts as I do, it makes it really, really hard to know which shirt, to find the shirt you want to wear because you can't see the logo. So take your choice. Black Sabbath. I like this one too because I like these ringer style shirts with the black collar and the black rings around the sleeves. This is Lord of this World. He's Your Confessor Now from 2013 when they played here in 2013. That's a good one. I like that one a lot. Let me go back over here. What do we got? Another Cardiel. I say this a lot, but this is one of my favorites. This is the Pine Skull. This is a Mike Sandoval design. I mentioned Sandoval did that Radio Moscow poster and a couple of other shirts and a couple of other posters that I have. So Cardiel, Pine Skull. That's a good one. And my second, I think, Black Overdrive. There we go, Black Overdrive. I'll be seeing them, as I mentioned, on March 28th. What is this one? Molotov, of course. I mentioned earlier the show they played in, this was part of their Chingatur Madre tour that was canceled in Cuernavaca literally at the last, not even the last minute, the last second. It was 2016. I wasn't sure earlier about the year, but it's 2016. Getting back to Faith No More. Faith No More, one of my favorite bands ever. Again, I say it a lot. Their album covers mostly were not that good, but I bought this just because it's hard to find a Faith No More shirt. And that's one of my, again, with the Superlas, one of my favorite albums ever. Is the Real Thing. So I got that one there. And another one that I bought more for the color than the print is this Motorhead Beer Drinkers and, is it Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers? Yeah, Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. This was from El Chopo and it's got that on the back. So cool color. Maybe not the best print, but a cool color. I mentioned earlier that I saw Frank Turner open for Tiger Army, and I got this official Frank Turner shirt. This was a little quick story about this, if I can do it quickly. This show was about a month after the big earthquake in Mexico City that killed around 400 people, and there was this dog who was called Frida, and she was a rescue dog, and she became a real symbol of Mexico. And so Frank Turner, or I don't know who designed it, but they put Stay Strong Mexico with Frida on it. And so I bought that one. It was official because I liked, I'd never heard one note of Frank Turner's music. I'd never even heard the guy's name before. I heard him that night, loved it. I'm a huge fan now. I even flew to Guadalajara to see him last year. And so I really like this shirt for the, you know, the earthquake thing and everything, and cool design too. Frank Turner. Another Rat. This was from El Chopo last year, Invasion of Your Privacy. Excellent album. I mentioned earlier that Rat is one of my favorites. And there they are, Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy from El Chopo. One more, Cardiel. Is anybody keeping track of Cardiel? This one, very simple. I think this was designed by a guy called Sebastian. I think he's Hellhound. But that's another Cardiel shirt, number what, 6 maybe? Something like that. One more from the Kiss group category. Rock and Roll Over. You can't, you know, those first 6 Kiss studio albums just had the best, for me, the best artwork ever. Or the first 3 were photographs, the second 3 were artworks, like paintings. And that's that. That's also from El Chopo. Let me give some love to this side. I forgot about this one. Owain. This is a great band from Mexico, from Tijuana. 2 guys. I really like this. Not so much the shirt. I mean, the shirt is cool, but this album was called, or is called, Acrid, and it had this same design but in full color and looked great. I guess it was really, really expensive to print that on a shirt, but Owain, Acrid, excellent. What is this one? Red Fang. Red Fang played here a couple of years ago in 2018, and I got this shirt at the concert. That was maybe the most packed, hottest show that I've ever been to. I've been to 300 or 400 concerts. This one was crazy packed and super hot and really good. Red Fang. All right, next. The Rising Sun, 10th anniversary. Very simple, just a little logo there on the left side of the chest. The Rising Sun, Mexican band. What else? Another Black Overdrive. I think this is 3, Black Overdrive. They played here in Cuernavaca, I think it was 2 years ago. They all came to my house for a barbecue. We had some barbecue, some beer. They gave me this shirt and we went to the show together and saw them. And I love Black Overdrive. Go listen to them. All Evil is their new album. And they're playing in, if you're watching this from Mexico, they're playing in Mexico on Mexico City on March 28th. So you should go see that. One more, Iron Maiden. I like this one because it's a cool color and it's Aces High, which is one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs. So cool art, cool cover, cool color of the shirt. This is from a bootleg from when I saw them. I bought it outside the show and I have no idea what year. It's kind of hard to keep track of those things sometimes. Another American Sharks. I mentioned before how much I love them. Go see them from Austin, Texas. They play kind of, it's not punk, it's not metal, it's somewhere in between, but that they don't sound like Suicidal Tendencies or any of the other bands that you might think of as being punk metal. But they're really, really good. Next one, Death Angel. Again, a simple one, the Ultraviolence. That was another one from 1987 I was really big into. I mentioned earlier Anthrax, Among the Living, Metallica, Garage Days, and Death Angel, their debut album. I saw them on that tour in Toronto in 1987 when they were like my age. I was 17. I think the drummer Andy was 15 or something. But good band, Death Angel. I love Death Angel. What else can we do? Soundgarden. This was, I got it at this show. They played in Mexico. Their only Mexico City show ever. Actually, I think their only show anywhere in Mexico was in May 2013. And it's a bootleg, but I got it at the show. And Chris Cornell died, and they never came back. Another Cardiel, Local Solo. Their only full-length album. They have an EP and they have a bunch of songs. Other ones that they play and they've recorded but they haven't released, but Loco Solo is one of my favorite albums of the last many years. Another black overdrive, another raglan, they call it, with the 3/4 length sleeve. Cool design. It looks like to me like it's based on something, but I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can tell me, because that looks kind of familiar. The design, I'm not sure what it is, but one more black overdrive. One more Cardiel. This is another. I've mentioned him before, Mike Sandoval. That's a Mike Sandoval design, the flamingo with the Cardiel shirt. Nothing on the back. Over here. Oh, I've still got, I still see more Iron Maiden over here, so I'll get to this one. I bought a lot of bootleg shirts when I saw them in 2016 on the Book of Souls tour in Mexico City. This is one. I mentioned earlier that they had such great artwork in the Book of Souls album, which produced a lot of great shirts. So there's that one. I'm swimming in t-shirts over here. I'm gonna go back. What's this one? Another. I think I've got a few more Cardiel. Aloha from Fuzz, again, just on the top, and that one on the back. Again, I wish I had reversed. I wish that had been the front. That was again by Sebastian Hellhound. Cardiel. The Bunions. I saw the Bunions last night. Look at that beauty shirt. I saw the Bunions last night. They're excellent. Really, really good band from Mexico City. And I got this shirt, I think I saw them in Puebla last year. And on the back of this one, I can't even read what it says. I can't read. But anyway, listen to the Bunions. How can you not like a band that looks like that? I don't know if I should mention about this logo compared to their music. I think it's better that I don't. But go listen to, they have a video for, I can't remember the address, but it's West Somerdale Avenue. It's a song about, I guess, or maybe not about, but based on John Wayne Gacy. Go listen to Somerdale Avenue by the Bunions, or listen to anything by the Bunions, because it's all good. And I'm going to have video up, or maybe probably by the time you see this, I will have video up that I took videos of 2 songs when I saw them last night. I've seen them maybe 4 or 5 or 6 times. I love the Bunions. Yeah, this one is, who is this? This was, I guess this is kind of like a hybrid shirt of Ceguera and Venom. Ceguera from England. Well, one of them, 2 of them, it's a long story. We're from Bristol, England, and Venom, they shared one guy, Gerardo, my friend, Gerardo, hello if you see this. Gerardo is in both Ceguera and Venom Sabathie. And Ceguera has a brand new album out too, so go check that out. And another one from the Rising Sun. This is the first Rising Sun shirt I had. I made this shirt myself. I found this picture online somewhere. I think it was a guy, I can't remember his name, an artist made this shirt. And made this design of the Rising Sun. I didn't have a Rising Sun shirt at the time. They didn't have merch. And I really wanted a Rising Sun shirt, so I took that image to a t-shirt place and got this shirt printed. It's really not very good quality, and that's I don't know if they even ever saw me wearing this shirt, but that's Larry. Hello, Larry from the Rising Sun. That's his smiling face there. One more. Who's keeping track of how many Cardiel shirts I have? That's a nice yellow one. And if you see this logo, this Cardiel logo, I don't know how well you can see it, but I have this logo tattooed on my leg here, but with my name. Not Danielle, but Danielle. So I lifted that, can you see? I lifted the Cardiel logo and got it tattooed. Another Mexican band here. A nice evil red shirt. This is Sementales Salvajes. Simple, simple, simple. Oh, a classic a Black Sabbath one. Very simple. That's the, of course, the picture that's from Paranoid, from the gatefold of Paranoid. And I like the yellow and purple. Good combination. Long Shot. Gaston Espinosa. An excellent Mexican rapper. Probably, if you're watching this and you maybe don't know this kind of music, but he's very successful. When I first heard of him, kind of nobody knew him, and now he's playing some really, really big gigs. He's selling out venues that are a couple of thousand people in Mexico, so he's done it very well for himself. I've seen him, I think I've seen him 3 times. But check him out, Long Shot, this rapper from Mexico. Another, The Rising Sun, another one. This is a proper shirt that I got. Excellent colors, I love it. Good one, The Rising Sun. Let me go to this side. I just kind of put these all over, but Iron Maiden, another one. I think I got 5 from this tour, the Book of Souls tour. This was this had nothing to do with the real artwork in the album. This was something that some creative Mexican came up with on his own, but it's a cool one, Book of Souls, with a little Mexican theme there. Another Metallica one. This is, what is this, Justice for All? Yeah, their money tips her scales again, and Justice for All. This is an official one, but it was really cheap. It was, I don't know, a couple of dollars US or something, but I like that one. Kind of a little bit different, cool color. One more, Cardiel. This must be, I don't know how many, but Cardiel. Canebe, a chaotic t-shirt. There's that one. Another one from The Rising Sun. Simple. It's got a stain on it. I'm not sure what that's from. I think, looks like dark beer. I get beer spilled on me a lot at shows. But there's that one, The Rising Sun. Just a few more. If you've had patience this far, we're almost at the end. I don't know if that's good or bad for you. How many more we got? One of my favorites. This is a new one. I just got this one. Iron Maiden played here a few months ago on the Legacy of the Beast tour. It's very rare to see this, pink and green Eddie in an Iron Maiden shirt and a white Iron Maiden shirt. So I really like that one a lot. I saw a lot of people that had bought this shirt. This is a bootleg too. I saw a lot of people that had bought this one, so it seems that it was very popular with many people. 4 left. And I'm getting into some repeat bands now. Another one from the Bunions, my second, well, it was the first one I ever got, but my one of 2 Bunions shirts. There it is, very simple. I got that shirt free. They gave it to me for some reason, I can't remember. The Bunions. All right, 3 more. Motorhead, a classic, similar to the one I showed earlier. This was, it's a bootleg, but I got it at their show when they played here in 2013. And so just the logo on the front and Everything Louder Than Everything Else on the back. 2 more, only 2 more. Cover your eyes from this one because it's really bright. This is another Cardiel, Aloha from Fuzz. This is if you want to go hunting, you want to wear this one so you don't accidentally get shot. But it's similar. I think I showed earlier, the white one with just the logo on the corner and Aloha from Fuzz on the back. And the last one, everybody says last but not least. And this could be the least. Nothing special. I maybe should have saved a good one. What am I saying? I don't have like one that I could end it with. Like a band has a signature song that they close their concerts with. I can't do that with my t-shirts. But it is Live After Death, Iron Maiden. And I could say it is one of I would say my second favorite live album ever. Out of all the live albums to exist in the history of music, Iron Maiden Live After Death is probably my second favorite. And there's the back. This is from, again, the Book of Souls tour when they played in Mexico in 2016. And so that's a lot of Iron Maiden. So if anybody was counting, I'm sure you weren't. Tell me my stats down in the bottom in the comments. How many? I guess I had a lot of Cardiel, Iron Maiden, Kiss, a few Metallica, and that's it. Thanks to a few people. I can't remember your names. Some of it goes back a few years, but people have been kind of giving me some ideas or asking for things to do for this channel. I try to. It's mostly, I don't usually do these kinds of videos where I'm standing here talking, but I kind of like doing them sometimes. Now I got a lot of work to do to put all these shirts away. Look at this. I have to deal with that now. And by the way, here's some behind the scenes. These are the non-band shirts. So I had to kind of sort through and take that. There's my empty closet from where all the shirts go. This is the behind the scenes. This is a rare glimpse into the backstage area that is my life. All right, that's it. I hope everybody stayed hydrated and didn't get too hungry. Watching this video is a long one. I got hungry. I'm really hungry. It's Sunday afternoon here, and I got to go get some to eat. And keep watching. Thanks. I never really thank people. I don't really talk to people directly, but thanks if you watch these videos or any of my videos. If you have any ideas, I have a couple of more ideas that people have given me that I might do in the future. They require a lot of work, maybe even more than this t-shirt work, but I'm not sure if I'll do them. But again, thanks if you watch any of my videos. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a dot. I'm a tiny speck on YouTube, but it's pretty cool that I have I guess I'm getting close to 8,000 subscribers for a channel that I really started for no reason and I put no effort into. So thanks to everybody for watching, and stay tuned for more. See ya.